Far gone here. I went a couple of nights without doing my wrap up because I was wrapped up with other things. So I'm just checking in and catching up here. I'm just going to go to the news feeds and start making observations, and we'll see how far it goes. There's a lot of crazy shit going on, including a report that was leaked apparently through Russian source Sorchafal, Sorchafal, and a major European newswire picked up on it. It is claimed that hundreds of people were bombed to death in, I believe, the state of Michigan or Minnesota for congregating to fight the globalist pigs. Gathered together to fight the feds, and apparently they say that a military airstrike was called in and hundreds of people perished. And there's a guy whose videos I just watched. He's linked at David Icke's newsfeed here. Reporter detained / arrested investigating mysterious explosion that rocked North Michigan. So I guess it was Michigan. This guy's trying to get to the bottom of it, and he's like a bald-headed brother separated at birth, man. Just watching him is like, I feel like I'm watching me. But he's really, his name is Bob Powell. Powell. Find his channel on YouTube, or go to the David Icke news feed and watch his story. He did a very nice job of presenting his experience. A guy who had he's been in radio, I think, for a long time, and he had been on military installations many times, showing his press pass, and this time they pulled him aside and they arrested him. And he said that they were very, these were deputies and local law enforcement. He said they were courteous and polite, and they treated him very well. So I just think this is really interesting. The Sorchafal report could be disinformation. That website is a very mixed bag. But anyway, what's really going on in America? Secret space program shows its hand. Who dumps technology more advanced than NASA onto NASA and thinks nothing of it? This admission of at least this segment of a secretive space program is quite revealing. It will probably slip by mainstream media, but sit up and take notice. This is a serious admission here. The secretive government agency that flies spy satellites has made a stunning gift to NASA. 2 exquisite telescopes as big and powerful as the Hubble Space Telescope. They've never left the ground and are in storage in Rochester, New York. It's an unusual technology transfer from the military intelligence space program to the better-known civilian space agency. It could be a boost for NASA's troubled science program, which is groaning under the budgetary weight of the James Webb Space Telescope, still at least 6 years from launch. Okay, technology transfer from secretive black budget program into the public sphere, and so I file this under the corroborating Benjamin Fulford category. In case you don't know, Benjamin Fulford is this Canadian-born, now Japanese citizen broadcasting from Tokyo, who claims that there is a secret financial war going on, and as it plays out, it's increasingly not so secret. But that basically, people of conscience in high places have banded together to overthrow the insane Luciferian world agenda. And I keep seeing indications that what he is saying is for real. U2's Bono shills for Monsanto. And here's a picture of Bono with his pinkish purple shades. At the G8 summit held 2 weeks ago at Camp David, President Obama met with private industry and African heads of state to launch the New Alliance for Food Security and Nutrition, a euphemism for monocultured, genetically modified crops and toxic agrochemicals aimed at making poor farmers debt slaves to corporations while destroying the ecosphere for profit. And Bono, of the rock group U2, is out shilling for Monsanto on this one. Fuck you, Bono. I've had your number for quite some time, you motherfucker. Set up a charity that's supposed to help Africans, and what, about 1% of the donations actually end up filling the bellies in Africa? Fuck you, Bono. Cheese dick motherfucker. To the gates of hell, yeah. Charlie, what's his name? Wide Awake News. He's just a douche, man. I don't listen to him. Europe planning bank withdrawal restrictions to deal with Greece exit. Yeah, they're doing real damage control in Europe there. Empire propaganda mill masquerading as grassroots activism. Well, that's nothing new. Drug corporations push Taliban opium for medical use. In 1998, scientists at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia, discovered that noscapine could be used to combat tumors. Noscapine is derived from the opium poppy plant, the same source as heroin and the painkiller morphine. The drug version, called noscapine, is used as a cough suppressant in some countries. Yeah, I think that used to be called codeine. It is now being praised as a promising cancer-fighting agent. Okay. Is this another example of the Fulfordian narrative? Drug corporations actually starting to try to do something positive? We'll see. Vatican, Israel to sign economic agreement. Well, go fucking figure. Go figure. The Vatican is about to indirectly recognize Israel's annexation of East Jerusalem, seen by many Palestinians as the future capital of their independent state, a media report on Monday said. This would be done if the draft of an economic agreement between the Jewish state and the Holy See, containing no distinction between sovereign Israel and the territories occupied by it in 1967, is approved by the two sides, Haaretz online reported. The lack of a preamble containing such a distinction is at the center of heightened tension between Palestinian Christian denominations and the Palestine Liberation Organization and the Vatican, it said. Yeah, indirectly recognized. The Vatican is about to indirectly recognize Israel's annexation of East Jerusalem. Indirectly recognize. I mean, you know, that's how you know that you're, you know, bureaucratic language. Can you imagine that in a normal conversation? Excuse me, sir. Do you mind if I don't want to, you know, be importunate. I don't want to bug you. So I won't recognize you directly. But sir, do you mind if I indirectly recognize you? Is that? Oh, thank you. Okay. Now I'm recognizing you, sir, albeit indirectly. It's insane. The USA, military arm of the New World Order. Yeah, what's new, Ike? Former God's banker could blitz Vatican with cache of secret documents. The former head of the Vatican Bank has become the papacy's enemy number one after police discovered a trove of documents exposing financial misdeeds in the Holy See. The banker now reportedly fears for his life. Earlier this week, police conducted a dawn raid on the house and office of Ettore Gotti Tedeschi. Investigators say they were looking for evidence in a graft case against defense and aerospace firm Finmeccanica, which was formerly run by a close friend of Gotti Tedeschi. Instead, as it turns out, police stumbled upon an entirely different find. Again, file under Fulford. New Zealand calls for ban on fertility-damaging soy-based baby formula. Well, good on you, New Zealand. More good news. Elie Wiesel cons the world. Yes, I read Elie Wiesel's Night in high school, and I now know what a pack of lies it is. Syrian rebels aim to use chemical weapons, blame Damascus. Report. Well, yeah, everybody's waiting for the false flag, and maybe the more we call it out, the less likely it is to happen. Buy my book. Rand Paul, his son, came out and endorsed Mitt Romney. So there you go. So much for the revolution. So much for that. Two strikes and you're out. Job seekers who fail to turn up to interviews or drop out of work programs will be forced to carry out unpaid work. Yep, they're trying to roll out direct serfdom. They're not even bothering to try to polish the turd anymore. Yeah, work for free. Australian 3-year-olds targeted for bogus psychiatric disorders such as sleeping with the light on. Did you hear that? Yeah, you heard that correctly. A child who wants to sleep with the light on now has a psychiatric disorder that undoubtedly calls for some kind of toxic medication. 24-year-old gets 3 life terms in prison for witnessing a drug deal. The ugly truth of mandatory drug sentencing. Sometimes I just need to just read out the headline just to see how insane everything is. Buy my book. Africans fear more violence as Knesset members incite racism in Tel Aviv. And yeah, if you've been following that, oh, they're showing their colors big time. They're coming right out and showing their colors. Judaism has turned into a completely racist institution, and don't take my word for it. Go read the Talmud to see what they have to say about non-Jews and Jesus. Okay, this has been the morning makeup edition, actually early afternoon now. If I have it in me, I may do another one on the RantsFeed. So thanks for watching and listening, and hope everyone is happy and healthy. Over and out.